My name is Yoseph Yan and I am interviewing my dad. What is your full name?
My full name is Yoseph Yan.
Where were you born?
I was born in Canton, China.
Why did you move to the United States?
I moved to the United States because I wanted to pursue a higher education. At that time, after my high school graduation, I was in Hong Kong. Hong Kong at that time, 1969, there was 4 million population and there was only one university, Hong Kong University. And I wanted to be a doctor, and Hong Kong University only accept probably 75 or 95 first-year students into their medical school. So to get into medical school in Hong Kong, at that time in 1969 was extremely difficult. You had to be extremely smart, perfect score, etc., etc. And I did not have perfect score, even though I was well above average as a student. And I find out that in the USA at that time, 1969, there were more than 1,000 colleges and universities. And at that time, in 1969, the American population is only 225 million. So as a simple calculation, you can tell that it's extremely easy to get into a American college.
Where did you move to in the United States?
Well, I joined Washington State University at Pullman, Washington in 1969. Actually, 1970, because I stopped 1 year, work for money. So by the time I actually joined Washington State University, it was 1970 at Pullman, Washington.
How old were you?
I was 20.
Why did you become a U.S. citizen? I
became a U.S. citizen simply because my first marriage, my first wife was an American citizen born in Des Moines, Iowa. And after college, she signed up with the Air Force, and she was stationed in Wiesbaden, Germany, air base. So I became a citizen because she was at active duty military. So I became a citizen.
Why did you decide to join the Air Force?
I decided to join the Air Force because during my marriage with my wife, 6 years and 8 months, 4 years of which she was in the Air Force. And when she was in the Air Force, I also worked at the Air Force Base at the Burger King joint. I was a cook. I turned around the hamburgers to make a few bucks. And during those time, I came across with every day, almost everybody I came across was Air Force people. Either Air Force active duty or Air Force dependent or Air Force children, and I came to know them very well, a lot of them very well, and I really believe there are a lot of good people in the United States Air Force. I was proud of them. I was proud to work, cook the hamburger for them. So after 4 years working at Germany Air Base, my impression about the Air Force was very positive.
When did you join the Air Force?
I joined the Air Force in 1993.
What did you mainly do in the Air Force?
I made in the Air Force since I was a doctor. When there's no war, I took care of everybody that is sick. Everybody means children, young or old people, male or female. I took care of them since I was a primary care medical doctor. Everybody, when they are sick, came to see me first, and then when I cannot handle it, I refer them to specialists. So during peacetime, I took care of everybody, and during wartime, I only took care of people who are active duty, who are on flying status, because during wartime, they label me as a flight surgeon. So I took care of only the people active duty on flying status, like flying pilot, flying mechanic, flying navigator, bombers, bomb loaders. So I took care of those people during the war.
Tell us about going to war.
For me, going to war is just it's a matter of duty, a profession, because by the time I signed up with the Air Force, I already knew the Air Force is a war company. It's a company that deal with war. It's not like General Motors who make cars or General Electric who make refrigerator. It's not like that. So even though when I joined in 1993 there was no war, but I know one day there will be war, because that's what we are. The Air Force. It's what the Air Force is about. Air Force is not about doing something peaceful all the time. So when war comes, for me it's just as normal as war did not come. For me, war and not war is just just like day and night. One follow the other, natural. So for me, I was not surprised that when there's war and they wanted me to go, I did not have a second thought about not going. So I went as soon as they asked me.
When were you deployed to the war?
When I was deployed twice, I believe the year 2002 and 2003.
Where did you go?
The first time, 2002, I went to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The second time, I went to Bahrain.
What did you do in the war?
Like I just said, during the war, I only took care of the people on flying status. I took care of all the pilots, all the airplane mechanics, navigators, bomb loaders, boomers, everybody who are on flying status and who are active duty. Well, we don't have any dependents there in the war zone. They are all active duty U.S. Air Force members.
Were you nervous?
No, like I just said, I knew when I signed up with the Air Force that there would be war. So when war came, for me, it's just natural. Not that I expected it, but I know it would come, and it did come. So for me, it's just after 10, 12 hours of daytime, then nighttime comes. It's just natural. So I wasn't nervous at all.
All right. Thank you for letting me interview you.
Yeah, okay, son.